Sir, Principal Madam, and today's chief guest, Mr. Rajkumar. So it is a great pleasure to introduce Mr. Rajkumar. Mr. Rajkumar drives the MindTech Global, which is an innovative and advanced technology and processing unit. He has strong skills in coding, digital design, and validations, along with sound knowledge of mechanical sciences, which drive him to keep company best forefront position. Mr. Rajkumar has started his technical journey from rural engineering technology, and he is a student of IIT Guwahati, where he has completed his MTech, and he has produced many papers which has high citations. And Rajkumar has 16 plus years of experience in various positions like head of CAE department from trainee engineer. Rajkumar's 5 in engineering technical publications were referred in 100 of successive research publication, and he has started his journey and worked in best companies like ANSYS Fluent, Bose, KPIT, USA based advanced engineering simulation company, Modern Integration Technocards, and now he is the founder of MindTech Global. Being an innovative and MNC's R&D technical skills experience result in analysis, designing and implementation of projects in automotive, cars, airspace, submarines, etc. And along with this R&D, he is a successful builder and completed many constructions in Achitapuram. Now I take it as a privilege in welcoming Mr. Rajkumar, and we hope that the session of him on problem solving and ideation will enlighten us and the students, and will gain a lot of knowledge by his lecture. Thank you. And again, once again, I thank all the coordinators of this program for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. I now request Rajkumar Garu to start his session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for one and all to make it short and simple. It's one of pleasure and the opportunity to speak after a long
Your
time.
voice is not clear, sir.
You are so. Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Sorry for inconvenience, and really it's a pleasure of mine to speak with you. What is really problem, how I am handling, and what are the problems. See, there is in this world till now our population is around 700 crores of people in the world, in on earth. So for last thousands of years, some billions of people has born and died out, and every brain is full of ideas. Every second we produce lot of ideas. See, we are not synchronized, we are not properly communicated. That's why in this 70,000 billions of people has died so far, and the innovations are, the progress is not as much as we expect or any species expect. At least we are able to speak verbally and communicate with graphically and some other medium. That's why we are the intelligent species so far we are thinking. But the amount of ideas are the problem solutions what we are getting day to day for last so many centuries are not well documented, are not passed through generation to the generation. So still we are surviving as a humanity, and we are feeling ourselves so intellectuals. But life is nothing but full of needs. To solve the needs, every need is making us a feeling like a problem, but it is not a problem. Still, we are feeling that is a problem. We need to solve the problem. And for solving the problems, we need more and more ideas from our own, from our past, or the next generation. So, really, success can't be measured quantitatively. Success has to be measured from our own perspective. Simply, we can say like 5D. In my perspective, success is nothing but 5D. Desire. Everyone will desire something if they see, or they experience, or they, what do you say, any new thing if they see, they will feel like, okay, I want to have it. Then dream. Very few people, or 1% of the people, will think of it, or dream of it, possessing that one, or having that one. Out of that 1% will dare to say, okay, I am going to make something, or I am going to get something. People will feel shy even to say bigger ideas or bigger products. People will think of buying a car, not Porsche or Ferrari or Audi at least. The dare also 1% only people are coming forward. See, now around 50, 60 students are there. How many confidently can say at least, I want to have this one chartered flight or one Audi car? One or none will come forward. At least out of that, someone has to develop the path, or someone has to develop the product to attain to that level. That again shrinks to 1%. Out of that, delivery. Finally, you have to deliver to the society which needs it. Then your success will be measured. Until that time, either one step or fourth step, as a layman, you are not successful. But in your perspective, failures are stepping stones to success. Even first step or second step or third step or fourth step. Every step is a very useful for you. Okay, what is your problem? People will say, I have a lot of problems, or everything is a problem for me, or nothing is a problem for me. That is the perception and the level of acceptance and adaptation to the circumstances. That makes you, what is the problem? So when you are having everything is problem, that means you are totally frustrated and you are not at all accepting what you are having. So there was one story and saying like this. One beggar was always scolding circumstances and all, and he is not getting adequate donation from the poor people, and others are also poor people only, and some rich people. And one day king passing by, um, that time he asked, okay boss, I will give you $1 million or 1 million rupees or coins, whatever you think. Can you give your two legs and two hands? Or I can give you this much piece of land, but you need to give your head. Finally he said, I can't give anything, I need only food. So he's a layman and lazy fellow who doesn't want to do anything and he want to get everything. So that's why that is his problem. He is having everything and feeling nothing, and to get everything from others at free of cost. So your state of brain matters rather than your circumstances. Okay, what is the toughest and hardest time you have in your life? I can say everyone, when you born, so that is your do or die situation. But you are already living human. That means you are a hero. When you achieved this and when you pass at this hardest time, that time your experience is absolutely zero. Your academics are zero, and your certifications, not even birth certificate, and distinction, past, first rank, nothing. And your qualification also zero, and your age is zero as per the Indian government or any government in the world. But without any knowledge, experience, everything, you passed out the toughest problem and hardest time. So you are the hero. Never ever think someone has to help me, someone has to guide me, someone has to give me the problem or opportunity. You are a hero to make everything favorable to you. Okay, hardest competition. You will say, okay, boss, one company is coming and giving 10 jobs or one job or not even considering. And you passed out much tougher than JEE Advanced, tougher than Olympics, out of 4 million. And you are the only one got first position, not even a second closest next to you because you doesn't have a twin. So you passed out hardest competition, toughest moment of your life. Still we are feeling we are lack of something. If I born in their family, I might have done wonders. If I studied in that college, I might have done wonders. So these are the things. Escapism. It is not to achieve something. Okay, there are two cases. For example, earlier we have said like do you know harder or tougher than above two cases? Answer is absolutely no. Can you dare to face such hardest thing in your life? You will say absolutely no. You, I am 100% confident. You cannot dare to match those two levels. But you have passed out. That means what? Simple example. This is the bumblebee, and there is a flight myth. If you studied aerodynamics or any engineering, you will say that wing is so small so that it cannot fly, and this aerodynamics will not be sufficient to fly because it doesn't study even IIT or Oxford or MIT or Vijnan or Geetam, wherever, Andhra University. That's why it is able to fly. Later on, some people figured it out because of this advanced computer simulations. There are vertices after flapping that wing, and those vertices are giving some other lift mechanism, so the bumblebee is flying. So, see, there are 100 myths or limitations to your brain. When you are just born out, you are not at all bound for any limitations. When you are growing, you are tending to accept the things as granted. Okay, these are the limits, and this one we cannot practice or think more than this. Okay, and we were said, as I said, like you are the hero, but definitely at some times we were zero. Even in classes in one, people might have asked you adding of summation of two numbers, just 3 plus 4 equal to immediately 3 4 5 in a confusion state or unknowing state or thinking of something. People might have written 3 plus 4 equal to 5 and they might have got 0. And class 10 and function of a plus function of b equal to function of c, and function is factor, or say if it has one or two variables, some people can easily do it, and if it is more and non-linear to some extent, people will get 0. See, our way of learning might be a little bit different from what you are supposed to get. Simple thing, if you ask your fish to climb a tree, the fate of fish will be frying only. So finally we will fry it and we will eat it. So you should be lucky enough to get such a situation and given an opportunity to perform on your skill sets. So finally, what is your problem? Everything or nothing? At least let us put it in some definition in my own perspective. So problem is nothing but an unfavorable situation or circumstances which causes dilemma of our mind for a period of time, either fraction or some seconds or minutes or days or hours, which produce stress and difficulty and doubts in your brain. Thereafter, the situation transforms it and travels to our body, then to the surrounding people and surrounding natural environment or society. Now, let us understand one word by one word so that the problem is something dilemma for what? So the dilemma is trade-off. What you are giving off to get rid of this problem, or it's a trade-off between taking and giving. So how do you quantify to compare it? So everything has to be quantifiable. So then only you can weigh that. People will feel like, okay, whether student is great or teacher is great, none of them are great. Only knowledge is the greatest thing. So you should be having enough knowledge to quantify anything. And what is the life cycle of problem? See, for everything from birth to death of a human body, or from creation to the destruction of any non-living things. So even problems also having. So problems, it arises and it sustain and it dies out. So how much time we are allowed to take a decision and a period of time, it depends on the life cycle of that problem. See, for every problem, time gives the solution. See, if breathing is the problem, your death will give you a permanent solution. You need not breathe. But definitely it is an undesirable solution for us. Same way, when we are working on a product which has to perform better than this. So if you wait for some other time, someone will produce a better product. That is unfavorable solution for you. So you don't depend on time. That's why we are the intellectual species who has to study what others are doing, how they are doing, in which way we should be better and comparable compared to the existing products and upcoming their products. That's why people are hosting that exhibitions. In another few 1 year or 3 years, I am coming with this model. So if you are competing, and you see there are so many problems which doesn't have solution. One example is AIDS. If whole world is working on its one solution, knock out all others works. So that exhibitions and participations and these journals, everything will help us to give a solution to our problem. Not everyone should work on a single problem. So how we solve a problem? Definitely we need solutions. Our evolution, our growth depends on the solutions of our problems. So for others, problem might be a bigger thing. So asteroid is coming and hitting the earth, so that destruction will happen. We need to stop the asteroid. That is the problem for him, remaining all nothing. It is not like that. When I'm sweating, I need a airflow. At least I need to sit under the tree so that the temperature variation is 3 degrees. So I may feel little bit comfortable. And there are certain things like, see, World Health Organization has given a comfortable condition is something like this: 25 degrees centigrade, 50% relative humidity, 1 meters per second airflow, and without any pollutants is the best comfort. But definitely, some people are feeling 25 degrees is the coolest. Some people feeling 25 degrees is the hottest. But 90% of the world population shows comfortness at this particular details. So society is always giving the indicators to you. These are the best and these are the desirable things. That doesn't restrict your knowledge. are your ideas, are your innovations, are your brains. See, realistic and relative information is always useful, not to what to say waste your energies or productization or process. But these things should not limit your problem solving or the decision making process. And you can see like stove. People used to do with wood, firewood, and all. Then smoke used to arise. Then they figured it out. Less smoke for say chimneys, so that people will be comfortable. Later on, they came up with kerosene, then gases, fuels as a fuel for that gas stoves. Then everything is coming up. I would say better and better. Now electromagnetic induction has come up. In future, you doesn't even need to cook something, and you will have a canned food which has to be eaten. And the same as like chicken. Now they wants to produce in 3D printing and bioprinting. So your problems are always transforming from the lowest level to the highest level. And these are the destructive innovations, definitely, which will change the world. Invention of, see, anyhow, problems are always there for everyone at every point of time. And once upon a time, like Kodak camera, I think all of you have used it and seen it. That Kodak camera was the best in the world, and they are the pioneer and they are the monopoly of the world. That time they were thinking about the competitors, and they are doing best. That time, 90% of that photo printing paper was the Kodak, and most of the cameras are Kodak. They, no one has ever never thought like Sony will be the competitor. Even Sony people doesn't think like they are the competitors for Kodak, and they are developing the display panels, and they started with one digital camera, and this digital camera gone to such a level, Kodak people doesn't have time to think of it, and they're about to close. If you take the Fortune 500 companies list 50 years back, not even 2% have survived today. Those companies gone. These are not because they doesn't have R&D. They were all are mighty companies. They are having R&D. They are spending lots of money. They are recruiting the best people from that global schools and colleges and engineers, so that they will produce better thing. But the destructive innovation is something which will wipe out all existing possible solution, and they will bring a new. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
you're
sir.
audible.
Okay, okay. Someone wants to speak, I think.
No, continue, sir. Continue.
Okay, thank you. Say, your knowledge is a deciding factor for any quick response. We will take it. Simple example. There is a nice garden. When you see that garden, you will feel like, okay, it is beautiful. We can make a picnic. We can enjoy whatever. Most of the people feel comfortable to go inside the garden or to see the garden. But when we add Krishna to the garden, you will feel like Brindavan and the happiest day of your life, and that story also. And the same garden, if you see Sita and the saddest day, Sita might have visited so many gardens, and she, like she is the princess and queen of that Ayodhya, and she might have visited so many gardens several times. But when you see Sita in a garden, your spirits, everything will come down, and you will feel like it's a saddest part of Sita. And
All others other than the guest kindly mute and unmute if and only if you have something to ask.
Okay. Let us come to the problem solving. What we need to do is we need to identify the problem. The problem will not come from your suffering. Problem comes from discomfort of the brain. It might be yours, it might be others, or it might be some species, or even non-living objects, car wear and tear, that inflation of tire. Something is a problem to the mission, not to the human. Still, it is a problem. So, what we need to is we need not study those problems. We need to observe and understand. Once after understanding the phenomena or existence or the working process, definitely you will feel the problem. It even others won't say it is a problem, and the missions won't say it is a problem, but still you will feel that is the problem for them. So I used to work like this. When customer comes to me, I used to feel as if I am a doctor and he is a patient. You will never go to a doctor and say, boss, you do operation like this and you go to this much depth and all. But when you are a builder, people will come and they will say 100 things. They will never bother about what you are saying because they are in comfortable zone. So because of their knowledge, they want to get these things. But when they go to doctor, they will never say anything. Doctor, I am having problem. And they will say keep on saying something, but they will never obstruct your task, and they will never dictate, or they will never guide how to do, what not to do. They will need only solution. But when it comes to the building, they will dictate everything. They will never allow you to do what you are intended to. Now, when it comes to the problem now, as a builder, you want to give something which is more useful. As an engineer, you want to design something. At least engineering also little bit inference. That company wants, company can give you some guidelines. But when it comes to the layman direct using, no, he will instruct. If it is a customized product, he will instruct 100 things. When it is the standardized product, that then also as an engineer you will design such a sophistication because of the limitation of that company or limitation of the manufacturing process or limitation of the serviceability. There are so many limitations which will definitely would say compress your solution to such an extent which is very useful to the end user at the lowest price, whatever. Now, once after identifying the problem, you collect relevant information. That information should be relevant. That doesn't mean only relevant information you have to collect. The information should be hazard, and you have to get it something like WH questions. What to do, what not to do, where to do, where not, where else we can do, and what else we can do, when we can do, when else we can do. Like that, if you go put a WH questions like 7 questions, definitely you will get lot of information about any problem. Now develop alternatives. See, now the thing is, let us say I want to move from my home to your college. Then what I need to do? I have to get properly dressed, then come out and take a car and goes to your college and attend at that security person and come inside. See, now I have to start here, come there. One line, one task. The same task was divided into minimal tasks, like critical path method we might have studied in engineering already. um, Program evaluation review techniques and all. It's the same way you need to have your all alternatives in hand. There were earlier only mechanical components. which do a mission or a function. Now the same functionalities comes with electronics. So definitely, if you study only mechanical, you will held up so many problems. If you study only electronics, you don't know how to synchronize it with other parts, other mating parts, other things. Until unless you know, have a thorough knowledge of input and output, you cannot make such a decision making or alternative designs or development of some other solutions. Now evaluate each alternative. As we said, like you need to have a relevant information, knowledge about every product and process so that you have to quantify it. Then only you can compare. See, there is no science better than common sense. That doesn't mean without science and technology you can develop anything. Select the best alternative. So out of bunch of solutions, definitely you need one solution which has to give a get rid of your problem. So when you are having alternative solutions, out of that you have to develop one best alternative by quantifying the process. Implement the decision. Once after taking the best alternative, you have to implement and you have to test it, validate it, and get the feedback and apply it to the process. If that doesn't give much variation to the product life cycle or the process or problem life cycle, then definitely that will be the best possible solutions. So you once after that implementation is done, you have to follow and evaluate the effects on the product. As we discussed earlier, desire, it's everyone is having at least take a sample of 1 million, and out of that 1 lakh people will dream it, and out of that 10%, at least 10,000 will dare to say, boss, I need to buy iPhone, I need to buy this car, I need to do something, or I can develop this app, or I can do the short film, or I can do product or process hybridization. Say something like easiest method is hybrid system. So you take solution from something and from some other solution, you try to mix up these two by synchronizing or by adding one more product to compatibly transfer of data or forces or communication or knowledge, anything between these two mating parts. Simple thing is door rubber seal. Simple example. A door rubber seal, when you are mating a door with the another metal part, definitely it will make much noise and it cannot lock such easily until unless you have a smooth rubber seal. That time it is the greatest product. If your rubber seal is not there, you cannot close and open the door. It will be like a truck door. Not even truck doors are better. Your gates, house gates, same thing. Out of that development will take quite amount of efforts. See, the percentage of dropping, it is not because of people are reluctant to do or they are busy with the something. The amount of energy resources needed will go up day by day and process by process. So that is the thing. Finally, 1% will deliver the product. So 5D is the best for the success. Let us at least, we should be dare enough to say that is the best step. The desire and dream everyone will have, that is in your brain. First thing comes out of your brain is the dare. You should be dare enough to say. Until unless you are not dare to say, definitely you cannot develop. There might be a chances you can develop and you come up to say confidently, yes, I did it, but those chances are almost nil. So who is the best guru? You yourself is guru, but you have to take it from the nature. Just as the bee which is fond of honey moves from one flower to the other flower, the greatest thing here is You know, flower knows that bee is going to take honey, and that bee knows it is going to take out the complete honey from the flower. The flower will die out soon because it is going to extract. Still, the bee is so happy, a flower glow will come up, that pollination will happen. So flower is very much happy, even if it is going to die out. So here both things are happy. It is a win-win situation, but flower is losing everything. The same thing comes to the students. We will take it as a disciple way. So who is fond of wisdom goes from one master to the other master, one college to the other college, one institute to the other institute, one company to the other company. Okay, monetary benefits, you forget it. Salary and paychecks, social respect, those are nothing. And it comes to the knowledge. And from my own experience, my boss came to me and he said, Raj, you are not fighting for your work was shown by your some other people and they are projecting your work. We know that. Why you are hiding? Why you are not openly saying these are the things you've done it and your boss is not doing something and he is the head of the institution? As when I said, boss, fighting with boss is not good for me. Whatever I do, he will never ask to me. And when it comes to that salary hike, definitely you will give some marginal or something. Until unless I am satisfied with my work, I am here to do any task. Once after I feel like okay, there is nothing to learn, nothing to contribute, or nothing to develop something, I will make a move. That time other company will give me double the salary, double the promotion. So why should I fight for such silly things? And he said, no, you will talk very high-fi things and you are like a kiddish. Yeah, that's the observation is true from my head of the institution. And he said, when you are accepting to the reality, when you are obeying everything, that means you are killing your open ideas. Ideas has to be generated and you should be free of all constraints. Until unless someone gets what he wants, he will never allow you to think on your own. And one more boss used to say, Raj, you have to keep your brain in the fridge and come to office. Don't use your brain. You do the work and give it to the customer. And I used to say, boss, that fellow doesn't know what are the things needed because he might not understand our way of work and our subjects, so that whatever he takes definitely is not so useful to him, and he is going to give millions of dollars to us. And per hour I used to charge $50 in 2008. That is huge amount. And finally, why he has to work for useless thing? And we are the doc, we are as if like a doctor, we know what need to be uh, done so that we can give a better solution to that guy. No, no, no. When you need money, let them give 100 iterations or 100 variations. We will make good money and don't ever stop. And particularly, I was not allowed in quotation. So for any job, never ever quote. And from my experience, every time I used to attend interviews, get jobs. But my dream is to sit in the interview and ask question to that freshers or senior people. And I was not allowed. When you start asking questions, definitely it won't help to our organization. Uh, and they used to send junior people also for the interview, but they didn't give me an opportunity. One day, my boss came and Raj, you want to do interview? Please take these two resume and you interview these two people. And I gone inside and I came up with very happily. and I gave a good recommendation to those two guys. Then they said, as per the company policy, they have more than 3 stars in their academic career. They are not allowed to join in Bosch. So anyhow, we decided like not to take them, and that's why we gave opportunity to you. And surprisingly, you gave better recommendation because I tested them in certain circumstances or certain phase, how they will perform when they given such a problem solving, fresh problem, how they will attack. Definitely, they gave better thought process. I was really impressed, but they didn't take them. So there are certain rules and restrictions in the companies which we need to obey to grow in the company. When you have a clear vision, from my childhood, I used to think, okay, I will be a mechanical engineer. I will start an automotive company. People used to say, boss, if you are a mechanical engineer, you want to join in an automotive company, not to start an automotive company. And lucky thing, with this passion, I combined directors of 5 companies as a group, and we went to the investors for 400 crores. Finally, it didn't turn out because of various reasons, and we were offered with lot of other opportunities than funding to start our own company. So let us take any ideation. Your brain, as I said, no, the seeds of innovation always float around us, but it takes to the prepared minds. It entered to the prepared minds. Then only this it will be sold. Simple example in a farming also, like paddy, rice. Everyone might have seen this. Even in that, they used to throw with handful of grains. See, for growing one, say, sprout, it has to be properly aligned and very carefully nurtured. Then only it will grow. So people doesn't care that much. Even they throw in bunches with handful of, like for the whole, let's say, field, maybe half acre or 1 acre. It gives more yielding than any product. That is the beauty of agriculture. Same way, whatever in your brain cannot be transferred to the other brain as an electric signal or data transfer from one pen drive to the computer or computer to the pen drive. So you need a medium such as either communication through wordings or pictures, or at least now better representation through animations and graphics, and earlier it is verbally and orally. So start to the finish, we can make it the problem from the start to the finish. It can be done in 6 or 7 stages. Like understand, you need to understand the problem. That doesn't comes with talking to the person. And simple thing, and we used to think guru is what's a boss or teacher. Those are not a human being. First, take it in this perspective. So there doesn't. I used to tell to my kid, see, teacher or guide or any mission will never talk on your own language. It talks on their own language and their own way. You are the one who wants to extract the essence or feel it. You have to feel. Atma Vatsarva Bhutani. You have to empathy based. Means your problem has to be the felt. Understand the phenomena or process or the product or the pain. You have to feel it. That is the understanding. Not like reading or taking a class or taking a note or taking a video. from senior to the junior, or like nature will give you same example. Knowledge flows from higher to the lower. Heat transfers from higher to the lower. But there are circumstances where heat flows from lower to the higher. In your refrigerator, you can observe it. So there has to be some mechanism to extract something from nothing. And you are pulling water from the underground, which is even 1,000 feet under the ground, which used to you feel, might have experienced in Chennai and other suburban places. So knowledge is like that only. Nowadays, people are thinking knowledge is very expensive solution and we should not give easy. First, you have to share your knowledge. No friend, no neighbor is competitor to you. Your competitor is the next generation, sophisticated with highest technologies. So don't think your classmate is a competitor. He is the helper to you. At least his presence is a biggest help for your career. As I said, like Kodak gone because of Sony, not because of there are three, four companies. They might have shared that knowledge. Competition doesn't mean like today competition. The whole life is there. And as I said, the hardest and toughest times, competition and the pain are a lot more. One job or one mark are nothing in front of your life. Never ever think your friend is your competitor. Whenever you feel your friend or co-benchmate or roommate is your competitor, that is the end of your competitive spirit. Your competitor is next generation with more technical knowledge and sophisticated technologies tools. So what you will observe from that understanding, and you have to observe the painful task and painful process. Once after observation and a point of view on whose perspective, excuse me, and your point of view, and it should not be from your perspective. The point of view is the end customer. That point of view end customer is might be your roommate. When he asked a question or a derivation or an equation or an exercise, he has to understand very well. Then only you can communicate to your client in later stage. At least this fellow knows you from childhood, at least for last few years you are from both same society and same mother tongue and similar kind of, but your client is some part of the world, he is in some other part and absolutely doesn't have any knowledge about his background, about his mood, about his anything. So we are living in a make-up environment. We want to mold ourselves to understand others, to adjust with others. Because you think in other shoes, that is the point of view. And earlier Vidura Niti, they used to say, how do we need to treat others, our enemy, our friend, or whatever? Whatever he does to me, if I am comfortable and happy, that is the most desirable things need to be done. Same way, the point of view is the key thing for your success. Now it comes to ideate. We will discuss detailedly ideate. Idea, your brain will produce electrical pulses. Those are nothing but ideas. You cannot control your ideas. You can control your desires or anything, but you cannot control your ideas. What you need to do is you need to properly grow those ideas into meaningful tasks. That is the success. And prototyping. See, prototyping something a physical substance of your thoughts are pain relieved things. So that prototype has to be tested by several people. It doesn't involve to only small category or class of people. So then testing should be analytical testing and mathematical modeling or physical testing, whatever, but it should be thoroughly tested before introduced to the society. So let us discuss a little bit more on ideate. So definitely you take up some idea that judgment will differ. So person to person, all judgments will differ and encourage wild ideas. See, as I said, relevant information, relevant data is needed, relevant designs are needed, but that those are not final or ultimate. So all innovations cannot be improvements. All improvements can be ideation of little bit change in the process or product. Now, when you encourage wild ideas, those things only destructive ideas means existing process or product will be distracted. So that you see, when the mobile phone came, calculators gone, and nowadays no one is using laptop or computer. A lot of people has come down and watch. I think no one is until unless it is a social status they feel. No one is wearing watch. No people are at least trying to watch because the smartwatches has come up. And notebooks, diaries, so many things gone because of several apps. So build on others' ideas. See, idea might be yours or others, and idea has to be the greatest thing. And you have to quantify it, qualitate it, quantity of ideas needed before you pick up it as a qualitative idea. Until unless you have 10, 20 variations, you will never able to compare with other idea. So finally your idea has to go for a volume, means it is not for only for one particular person, it can go for complete society, then that is the greatest idea. So ideas need not be presented with a bunch of paper like, okay, 10-page or say document or 100-page document or with lot of information. Take only headlines. First, what are your ideas for such problems? At least you might have understood society is having lot of problems. If each person is having one problem, if it is not similar kind, it's a billions of problems. Our world is having billions of problems. At least if you categorize it, millions of problems are there in the society. That means you have millions of opportunities to not to grow, to rise like a heaven, to take off like a rocket. A millions of opportunities. It is more than billions of jobs. And we are thinking of getting one job when we have billions of opportunities to start a company and billions of opportunities to work in a company. Still we are struggling to get one job. If in campus, if you have two jobs, you will feel you are the great. And you see, lack of knowledge is the thing. It will be kiddish play. And when I got one hike letter, they gave me CIE head. That time, some position, it is the threefold. Then I was shocked. No, no, no. My friends will laugh at me. This 3, 4 times if you grow, but say change my position, they will suspect my company and all. No, no. I want one promotion, but I need this 100% hike salary. They said, okay, whatever you want, you type it and bring it. We will give. So that startup company, did it as we said, because they found we are worthy enough to keep happy. So I got the salary. When I gone to the another company for interview, that time they asked, see Rajkumar, your company used to give big positions. We will give you better salary than the present or say salary, but position wise, I don't think I can give you straight away this position. Definitely, I will give you in, within 6 months position. Then I said, what is there? Why you are fearing? What matters is work matters for me, not the designation. Then that HR relieved so much. As you know, in my lifetime, first time I heard someone, the designation doesn't matter, only paycheck matters. And I thought you might not want to join because you are changing your designation. What I will get from the designation? Anyhow, my task, you are recruiting me for this particular task. And not because of my designation or my salary. I need to work that one only, not for that or say designation and all. The same thing in that interview, there were three candidates for only one post, senior level. Interview interviewer was in hectic schedule, so completely he lost his mind about the time slots. And Sunday he scheduled that meet or say interview, and he slept completely. When the HR called several times, and he picked up the call and he came for the interview process, and we were waiting for almost 2 hours. And when he said, Raj, I forgot. These are quite natural things. It used to happen. Why you need to feel so sorry about this? And once after completion of interview, and I got selected. And when I joined in that first day at the lunch session, that boss told to me, you know, Raj, why you were selected? How do I know? Because we performed well? No, no. Everyone performed very well, and everyone is from top companies, and everyone is ideal and best scores. Then I said, what you found it? No, no. Actually, we struck up with one problem. We don't know how to solve that problem. And we want to recruit one senior guy. When you came in the interview, you said, okay, this is the solution. You have to do like this, and said. Then you asked me one question. Are you recruiting me for the one problem? What are the other problems you are working on? And which way you are going to plan for next 1 year and 3 years? That is the question you are the only one guy asked in my career. So I don't know how to answer that question. Then immediately said, see, our company is so big MNC and we have a lot of R&D works and we will come up with different. And he told about 5 to 10 minutes. And really, I was in defense mode, what to say and how to say. Finally, you felt like, okay, my answer is reasonable and you accepted to join. And we are lucky enough. And I have to meet one more senior guy in that interview. But in the dining table, we used to discuss something. And after discussion, that HR person said, like, you are supposed to meet that domain head. That domain, then HR called to the domain head. No interview, the discussion are over. Rajkumar, we are happy with Rajkumar. Then the HR called me, have you met the domain head? I said, no, I didn't meet anyone. We were just sitting in the canteen. Because you are held up with some other time slot. I don't know what to do and what to say. We were in canteen and we were chit chatting with 2, 3 guys. Then HR laughed and said, Raj, I don't know what is going on. And he talked with you some engineering concepts and process, and he is very happy with that. Uh, your attitude and work culture, and he said he doesn't want to meet any formal things. See, the thing here is, I am not saying I'm great or something is useful, which might be useful to you. When you have a attitude of building your own, your attitude matters a lot, and the way of work matters a lot. And I'm see the real purpose of this presentation is something which need to be useful to motivate when your works on own. What I'm feeling, that's why I'm sharing more of my experience straight away. In one interview, I was working in Robert Bosch, one US startup company. That owner has come to Bangalore, and we met in one star hotel for lunch. Yeah. That time, I told him boldly, I want to start my own company. Where to start, how to start, we don't know, because CFD is very new to India in 2002. So immediately what he said, Raj, if you work for 4 5 years, you will have complete knowledge in my company and the process and the society and the world. You will be traveling all over the world because it's a small company, and you can franchise. Immediately I resigned Robert Bosch. See, when we were in discussion with colleagues after 1 year, and he asked me, told to boss in the interview that who wants to start a company. I said yes. How much dare you are having to say something in an interview? Boss, I want to start a company from learning your company tasks and secrets and all. See, I told boldly to that one to the director of that company, and I used to do some consultation works also in this field, and I made good money out of this consultation along with working in the company. And those people used to attract to me. See, why don't we work together? Then we formed a group to start a one company, and because of my inspiration, at least 10 companies were floated in India. Okay, let us come back to the presentation. That what you needed the ideation. Let them bring into bits and pieces. Words are one simple line. What is the problem they want to take up? One topic at a time has to be brainstormed. So, and it should be more practically done rather than talking about alien species and gravity less flying technology and something. When your brainstorming is to done more towards action plan, and all ideas has to be captured and noted down. So HMW, these three letters are like a 3 times meal in a day. You can feel it. Without food, we cannot survive. Without money, without knowledge, anything we can survive. Same thing, how might we do? So make it safer for a street food. Let us put few problems in the society. How might we make it safer for a street food? You know, street food. No, because of roaring of prices, people doesn't want to pay much. So they are doing spoiling the quality of it. So simple thing is street food, even making for 5 people or 100 people, your number of tasks and the total process doesn't change much. Your efforts also will not match vary those many folds. But if you prepare it a bulk and produce it and supply to those people at the affordable price for them, and the quality and hygienicness will be a consistent factor. Now, if you see any street, at least 2 to 3 out of 10 are only food courts, are food based business only. So how might we make it fun to clean up the trashes at every street? You know, people doesn't want to walk till the trashes and put recycling things are wet and dry. They will throw it. So can you think of cleaning the trashes collectively? Okay, provide ways for people to work collectively. Yeah, collective work is the best solution for any problem. And simple example, no one is superhero. First remember, and no one is hero in the present situation. When you are born, you are a hero, but when today you are not at all a hero, so it has to be team effort or a collective effort for a best and brighter results and solutions. So at least to stop drugs and tobacco, how might we do it? How quick trusted information in all medical crises in COVID situation also. You see, remdesivir, it was so much demand. No one wants. Even WHO rejected to use this one. See, that criticality is so important. Brainstorming exercise, put some date and time every week. At least let us meet and do some simple tasks. Let us divide it into two to three groups, and everyone has to generate how might we work statements for three problems and cultivate it and selectively pick up, which is towards an action plan. So choose a facilitator and initiate how might we work and generate ideas for 20 minutes and vote on ideas. Same thing for group 2 also. A reflection on the process and results will take you to the practical, viable solution. And in this brainstorming, definitely some vague ideas or some different ideas will come up, which will help you a lot in thinking lateral directions. So monitor and lead the productivity of the brainstorming. See, you need to framing the scope and space and scale the questions and posed how these contribute or drive your ideation level. So you need to frame up all these things and fluency, like how best way and flow of ideas has to happen from one brain to the other brain and one team to the other team. And the ranges, you see, some ideas or some thought process great, like how Elon Musk is using recycling rockets, not recycling, but say reusable rockets. That is the greatest achievement. You know, he thought for the three failures he can fund it, but no one ever thought that level. So once the product or rocket was didn't take off, it failed, everyone thought it's gone. The second failure case also not a matter for him. But if it is a third time fails, he wants to stop, but it didn't fail. Even the second time when he is taking off, he comes to know where it is going to fail. So he is the most dynamic leader or engineer or entrepreneur in the present, Elon Musk. So, and the fundamentals, the basic rules, relevant information has to have, you have to have a quantifiable knowledge, and it should be fun. It is not like fighting. You are cultivating ideas. That means you are taking help from others. You are not giving opportunity or something to talk. You are. It is something like a begging of something from a gold mine or treasure. See, idea coming from one brain to the other brain is the greatest achievement. You have to be such a humble to take up that ideas and knowledge and you have to have a open mindset to accept from any level, and that should be in fun way. Like everyone is happy, everyone wants to be happy, no one wants to be sad or cried. Say, make your group more of fun, a humor, and level of participation or engagement or enlightenment should be for everyone. So voting criteria, as you know, like we need to get the best. Best cannot comes with only random numbers. Best has to come up with a selection from a team. That team selection, that voting is nothing but tomorrow your product will be in the society. So biggest and long shot and most meaningful to you and our user, and most rational ideas always preferred and inevitable. So it should be simple and elegant solutions, and definitely these things might be needed, but these will not inspire the society or the group to a highest level. So thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Participants, any questions you can ask.
Students, you can ask questions. Okay.
Yeah. Madam Rajkumar sir. Hello. Hello,
Yeah.
Mr. Rajkumar. Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
I'm able to hear you. Please go on.
Yeah. This is Dr.
Hello.
Rao. Yeah, this is Dr. Rao. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay. You in the beginning you are telling that patenting, once you file a patent, directly it will go to China, they analyze, they do reverse engineering and they implement. Okay, sir? That's what you are telling at the beginning. Uh, maybe you, because you're a practical man, it may be true. But one thing I want to connect, see, sir, whatever technologies, whatever inventions, and people think that they are there in even a Vedic system also. And because they are not properly documented, properly filed, so we do not have anything now. So we are depending on the Western culture, Western countries. So if you do not document it and properly file it, so will not it be a problem?
No. My intention is, you see, if you want to do product, make a product, then what happens from the document to the productization will take lot of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Simple example. Let us say I want to do a wind turbine. I need 50 crores to start my own company in that wind turbine. So definitely to pool that money, and I need a lot of things. If I do patenting, where I will do Indian patent, no? The Chinese guy will definitely bring out their product. That's what I'm saying. If you want to do productization of your idea, don't patent immediately. Just
Yeah.
before delivering your product, you can do patenting. Definitely,
Okay.
you need
So
to protect your rights.
yeah.
Otherwise, someone will start.
So okay,
But
that means first
the
you
thing,
release
see,
the product, then patent it. That's what you're telling. First release the product into the
no, you
market.
cannot do that way, no.
Huh?
You have to make sure, like about to release your product, that time you patent it, so that others will not have time to develop and deliver him before you into the market.
Okay.
Are
Okay.
you getting?
I understood. Right. Thank you.
See, sir,
Thank you.
you have an idea and you
Understood,
are
sir.
going to start something.
Understood.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello?
And
Question
there is
about painting, sir.
there anyone who wants to ask something?
Sir,
Okay.
once
Anyone?
Last but
explain
not
about
least, I want to say one more thing. Hello. Okay.
Sir, excuse me. Continue,
Is
sir.
there anyone who wants to ask something, or shall I say something? Yeah.
Sir, can you explain
Last
the
but not least, I want.
painting? Sir, can you please explain the process of patenting?
Yeah. Definitely. Anyhow, you can note down my email ID or phone number. I can do details in WhatsApp. Okay. Note down those number and email ID. Okay. It will shift our topic to some other thing. And here, last but not least, what I want to say is, we have postulated one small lemon theory. See, what is the price of a lemon? Maybe 1 or 2 rupees if you go and buy a lemon. Now, the same lemon with soda in the same street, it will cost you 10 rupees. The same lemon mixed with in between two chilies next to a temple will cost you 20 rupees. The same lemon with plain water in a restaurant will cost you 40 rupees. The same lemon juice with a slice of lemon on top of a glass will cost you 200 rupees in a star hotel. The same lemon in a celebrity bar with a mixed with a cocktail or wine will cost 5,000 rupees. See, here lemon is same. There is no change of color, no change of taste, there is no change of size. But the value for that lemon changed a lot. The conclusion is with whom you are associating, with whom you are getting presented, how you are getting presented. That matters the value of any product or any process or any thought. Thank you. Thank you for giving the opportunity to share and to interact with you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Really, you have said all your experiences also. So hope all our student must have got benefited. So we'll be in touch with you, sir, and please visit to our campus also.
Sure, sir.
Thank
Sure,
you, sir.
madam. Thank you. Thank you for invitation.
Sir, we thank you
Stop
for
it.
the excellent webinar here today on ideation, problem solving and ideation, and also sharing your experiences, whereby stressing on the attitude that we should have during the problem solving and ideation process. I also wish to thank our principal, Madam Dr. Arundhati Garu, and our rector and president IIC, Dr. V. Masudan Rao Garu, for joining this session and making this a great success. I also thank Dr. Nagajyoti Madam for introducing you to us and helping us in convening this particular session. I thank all the participants, both faculty and students, for attending this session and listening patiently through the session. Thank you, sir. A small announcement to all the participants. I'll be sharing a small feedback link now. Please answer the, please give the feedback on that particular link. So with this, we will end our session, sir. All participants, please
Thank
you
you,
can
sir.
answer the feedback and you can exit the meeting. Thank you all.
Sit.